Alright, guys. Think maybe I fixed it. Maybe not. Rip. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a problem with me streaming for some reason right now with my ISP. It seemed stable until I started streaming, and now I'm getting the spikes again. It's rather unfortunate. We need one more purification. Yeah, it's... I cleared out my shader cache. I thought maybe that might be having an issue with it. But these spikes weren't here until I started streaming. So I think something with trying to stream right now is causing an issue. Which is pretty unfortunate. I'm just going to play through it tonight. I don't know why it's causing an issue tonight. Normally it's not. Hi, sorry I fell asleep. My kid woke up. Hey, what's up, Army? Yeah, it just sucks. If you drop a POB for your character, sure. Yeah, I wonder why streaming is causing this issue. It's so weird. I'll take a look at your POB after this map, Army. Yeah, no problem. What is your concern with your build at the moment? Yeah, I wonder because I cleared my shader cache, if it's just grabbing all the shaders again, that might be what some of the initial lag is. Are you running Abyssus on your build? Yeah, so Abyssus is going to make you very weak. So you have two choices. You can do what I've suggested in my guides, which is the only way, and the only way to mitigate that is to get like a Progenesis. That's the only way to stagger the... If you're running Abyssus, you're just making yourself incredibly weak. So the way you deal with that with big fizz hits in the end game is you have to have like a Progenesis. You also need to have your Flame Flesh Jewels so that you have like... you need your Flame Flesh Jewels so you can have like your block up to 90%. You know, scale your lucky block for attack and spell block. So those are really the only ways you're going to make yourself tankier. and as much armor as you can get on your gear. Otherwise, don't run Abyssus, and you'll feel a lot tankier. But yeah, unfortunately, to run Abyssus, you have to buy a lot of expensive items to make the build feel tanky. But you get a lot of damage running Abyssus, so it's kind of like, that's the trade-off. But we can take a look at it in a second. Double strike 16. Yeah, we gotta level up further. Oh, it's dex capped right now. That's the issue. It's the problem is you're running Abyssus, is what it sounds like. So you have two choices. You can run Abyssus and be really squishy, or run Abyssus and get the expensive stuff to make yourself tanky. Like that's how the build is designed, right? Or you just don't run Abyssus. That's your third option. But if we like look at your character, I'm almost going to guarantee you it's because you don't have a Flame Flesh Jewel or you're not running Progenesis. And that's really the only way the build feels tanky when you run Abyssus. Yeah, he can run Infused Channeling and all that, but it's still not going to be enough to deal with a big hit. The only way to deal with a big hit with Abyssus is Progenesis. That's like the only way to prevent the one shot. Even then, like a super giga juiced like T17 boss or Uber could still kill you. But like the only way to deal with a big hit once you have an Abyssus is to have a Progenesis. It's quite literally the only way to deal with a big fizz hit. Let's see. Hello, great build. It was my smoothest campaign ever in hardcore. What mods are the worst in maps? No leech is really bad. Can't regen life or mana is really bad. And like lowering your armor and block is really bad on hardcore. So yeah, like your fizz hit is actually terrible. Hold on. You're gonna have endurance charges. I assume because you have smashing strikes. I'm not saying it's cheap, Army. I'm saying that's how you deal with it in the end game. Like running an Abyssus makes you very weak. That's why I have a non-Abyssus tree in the build. But like the only way, and I've mentioned this like in all my videos, the only way to feel tanky in the end game is to get a Progenesis and the Flame Flesh Jewels. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just super expensive, right? So it's like, you know. Yeah, so say his flasks are up. He's got endurance charges. Do you have Fortify on chest? You do have Fortify on chest, okay. You are running Infused Channeling, it looks like, so you already have that. Yeah, so basically your fizz hits what I would expect it to be. If you switch to Sand Stance, you'll gain a little bit of fizz, right? But you lose damage. So you could run Sand Stance over Blood Stance. That is an option. It does gain you a little bit of physical mitigation. That costs you no investment right now. Okay, so you're running Sand Stance. Basically, the only thing you can do now is, like, once again, buy a Progenesis and get the Flame Flesh. Because, like, essentially, alright, so you're at 14k Fizz right now. If you take the Abyssus off, you gain like another 3k Fizz mitigation, and you'd gain more actually because you'd have a helmet with life and armor and all that kind of stuff here. But say you're just running the Abyssus, right? At this stage, say you got yourself like Flame Flesh Jewels, and you were to put them in here. I did Forbidden Flesh, Forbidden Flame. Yeah. So that's going to scale up your block there. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. And then you can tattoo for the block on these to scale it further. Looks like you're capped though, already at 87. And then obviously the Progenesis, like you would probably drop your Amethyst and run a Progenesis here. So you basically what I'm trying to get at is like using the Flame Flesh combo and a Progenesis gets you to non-Abyssus basically, because once again, all of that investment gets your Fizz up, Fizz hit up, you know. But the Abyssus is just gonna make you take a lot of damage. If we do this right here, so let's look at your total damage. General's Cry, add that. That looks right. You should always, is your is your Assassin's Mark qualitied? Yes, it is. You're gonna have power charges. Okay, so you've got your power charges, you've got your endurance charges. You're gonna have fortification, you're gonna have your rage, leeching. You blocked recently. Yeah, so I mean, like, your damage right now is like 5.6 running an Abyssus, and if you take off the helm, it goes down to like 4.2. So you lose some damage, but you gain a ton of PDR, so... You could swap this node to 30% increased defenses for some extra mitigation there. Your life is, oh, that's your problem. Oh, that's your problem. Bro, your life is way too low. Way too low. That's your problem. You should have like at least another 1500 HP. So that's why you probably feel so squishy. Yeah, 35 life on the gloves is no bueno. Or I'm sorry, on your chest. If you're playing trade, you'd much rather have a lower armor chest, even if it's around 3000, if you had no life roll on this, or 150, but that's not good. No life on the amulet's not good. No life on the ring is not good. Yeah, your life is your biggest problem. Your life is, you have way too low life right now. You are way too low life. So if I turn all this off, let's turn off Progenesis. Yeah. So let's put your damage node back in here. Let's put this back to the 60% crit. So you're sitting at like 15k mitigation without the stuff I added. If you had like an extra bunch of life, yeah. So you need more HP if you're gonna, especially if you're running Abyssus. That is, like, you should be closer to 4600, not 3100. And then if you did the changes I said, like if you want to keep playing Abyssus, but you were to pick up the Flame Flesh combo, and pick up a Progenesis, you're gonna start to feel really tanky. But your HP is like, yeah, you need a lot more HP. You're level 96 right now. Okay, that's all good. That's good. You got your Lethal Pride. Yeah, I would go for get your life first squared away. 3100 is why you feel, that's why you're getting one shot that often. That's just not enough health. You're going to notice your leech jumped up from 1200 HP or 1200 leech on hit to like 1800 just from the life increase too. But you have two options. You can buy all this expensive shit to keep running Abyssus and fix life on your gear, or you don't have to buy this expensive shit. You can get rid of these jewels and Progenesis, and you can also get rid of Abyssus. You're going to lose some damage, but look at, you actually have better physical damage reduction without all the expensive stuff and non-Abyssus. You lose some damage, but that's the key to playing Abyssus. You can't play Abyssus and not get the expensive stuff and then be like, you know, I'm squishy. But your life is also too low. But if you were to run like a non-Abyssus helm, so just like an armor base with a lot of life and armor, yeah, you'd feel incredibly tanky. So just running like an armor helm with a bunch of life and just getting your life up to like 46 to 4800. That basically like, so without any like, because getting a helm with high armor and life should be incredibly cheap. So here's what you look like with Abyssus right now without the extra life, right? You're sitting at 15k mitigation, right? If you drop Abyssus for an armor life helm and you get your health up to like 4800, 46 to 4800, you gain 10,000 fizz max hit. Your trade-off is you lose about 1.4 million DPS, which doesn't matter unless you're trying to do T17s or Uber bosses. So since you're using Storm Shroud, I would look at your Pantheon too. Because you could swap your Pantheon to honestly, if you're still feeling weak physically, you could swap it to Lunaris while you're mapping, or Solaris for a single target. I would probably do Solaris because it's probably big hits from a boss that's hurting you. Like you said, Minotaur. If you run Solaris, that's going to beef you up. And then you could run something like Soul of Grothgul and get a little bit tankier. But yeah, basic bottom line is if you run Abyssus, you're going to feel incredibly weak, and you have to buy the expensive stuff to feel good. Otherwise, don't run Abyssus, lose a little bit of damage, and run like an armor life helm. Like I'm on if you look at me right now, I'm on SSF, I'm not using Abyssus, and I'm blasting T16s. Like if you watch me do maps right now, I'm running T16s with a weapon that's way worse than yours without an Abyssus, and I'm blasting T16s. So Abyssus is nice when you have like all the stuff to mitigate it. It's nice on if you don't mind dying too, because it's just a huge damage multiplier, but yeah, like I'm gonna throw this map in real quick. This is just a random T16 that I'm doing this conk on. I didn't fix it, by the way. My internet's still screwed. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you'll see like I come in here to this T16, just out and go, and just like fighting a Soul Eater beast right now, which could be kind of sketch actually. But yeah, regular mobs just melt. Yeah, my internet's just like really scuffed tonight. I don't. It's got to be the only thing that it seems to be now is something with me streaming. Something with me streaming is causing my latency to tank. Because after my client restart, everything seemed fine with my system until I started streaming again. So I don't know. I don't have a chest guide yet for crafting one. There's a lot of videos on YouTube though for crafting a chest like that. I'm planning on making crafting videos this league as I do stuff, but it's going to take me a while because I'm playing SSF, so I have to like gather all the resources first. And then once I make the item, I'll probably post a video on YouTube on how to do it. But yeah, as you can see, like I'm not running Abyssus. I'm just using a regular helm. I've got a worse weapon than you. Easy peasy. Even with my incredibly spiky latency right now.
Keep them back.
The thing with Abyssus is it's such a damage multiplier, especially when you're trying to do like a lot of damage in the late game. So it's like really good when you want to do like T17s and stuff, but you have to have like the other stuff to balance out the downside from Abyssus. So I actually might take it out of my loadouts and leave it just in the Giga in-game version. Because I feel like it's probably not worth it in like the 90 and 95 trees for people that are just doing T16s and stuff. But I mean, it's also good like early on. It's just you're gonna be a little bit squishy, so I don't know. Abyssus makes it so that until you get all that stuff I talked about, you just have to be, you can't be brain dead when you play your character. You have to actually be aware of what's happening. So like if a boss is going to do a slam, you have to move out of the slam. Like you can't just stand there and go brain dead mode. That's essentially what Abyssus does, is it makes you have to play the game, essentially. Without Abyssus, you can, a lot of times you can just stand and spin. Yeah. I think also the thing was, like, last league, T17s were nerfed, right? Like, aren't they a little bit easier this league? I haven't done one yet. So my understanding is like they're easier to do this league. So I'm wondering if like the Abyssus is even necessary because you really wanted that extra damage last league to help out, especially when it came to bossing. But maybe it's just not even necessary anymore. Problem with beasts is they don't actually call, so you have to get them all the way down to 0. It's kind of unfortunate. Especially when they're a Soul Eater. What's up, bro? I league started your build and it's a lot of fun. I'm in T6 maps now. Hey, glad to hear it. Glad you're having a good time. Yeah, I'm doing just some simple T16 stuff right now. I'm trying to get my boss frag so I can get my last void stones. I'm having some internet issues tonight though, so it's a little unfortunate. I have no idea what's going on with my internet.
Hello.
I think we have enough to go do 2 elders now. So we can go knock that out. Yeah, it's definitely doable playing with an Abyssus. I'm just saying that like if you especially you go do like a boss and the boss is doing a giant slam, you're probably gonna have to move out of the slam, right? Like it's just kinda is what it is with an Abyssus.
To me, exile, quickly! Oh my god!
moment.
Exile.
Interesting stuff. Hail!
What was that? Engineer reporting.
What have you got? Always a pleasure. That'll do.
I can't do this just yet.
To me, exile, quickly!
That's worth something.
So that was the Elder. What terrible monster.
Alright, let's go do Uber Elder. Let's see if I can do it with my freaking latency.
It's happening.
I may not remember.
Father, no!
This is SSF Benny, so I can't trade or do anything with other players. I'm completely on my own.
Putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!
Alright, so this is going to be a little rough because I don't have a roomies, and I should actually be fighting him. Yeah, not having roomies right now is a little unfortunate to help with like those hits from the balls and stuff. So that's going to be a bit of a struggle, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, bad face. Oh. Yes. I'm gonna try to do Maven tonight. I just gotta get another Splinter so I can actually do the fight. So that's on my to-do list. I just gotta get the invitation to do her. That is that. Uber Elder done. The source of my corpses is Desecrate. So when you're doing a boss, you have to put down Desecrate twice so you can get your max clones to summon. Alright. Yeah, so I need to get one more Splinter to do Maven. I think I can do one more map and have an invitation to do the sub-bosses. I have 9 Splinters, I need one more so we can do Maven. But I'm fairly certain, Gotcha, Penguin. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that I just gotta have Maven Witness and Slaver, then we can do an invitation for the Twisted, and then that should give me enough Splinters to do Maven, so... what was that, Enslaver, right? So let's do Enslaver real quick. Maven Witness. Yeah, you don't need to use Desecrate while we're mapping, right? Because there's obviously going to be corpses around. But, like, yeah, when you're doing, like, a single target fight, you're going to need the Desecrate.
veil of safety and security. Preach tethers! Time to up the stakes. Die!
Oh my god! Chase?
Okay, so now we should be able to do twisted.
Long day.
The long-awaited event is finally here. None resist my entropy. Shadow, rise and fight. Another challenger? Life is.
I was like, where's the other two? I'm really scared of the Eradicator. He's really the only one that frightens me right now. Yeah, he's no bueno.
All the flesh is so fallible.
Okay.
Feel death's pull. Twin terrors.
Gotta do something.
Look at that, 5 splinters. Beautiful. Hey, what's up, Venter? How's it going? Finally got to the weekend and I can play the game. I've been trying to play all week and it just hasn't been happening. But I did have quite a few successes in SSF this week, so hasn't been bad. Alright, so we should be able to go do Maven now. I don't know how terrible this is going to be with my latency. I'm really actually kind of worried. I did my first Blight Ravage map, Venter, and it dropped. It was actually kind of insane. And then I actually got this today. It's not Fizz Hybrid, it's just Fizz, but it's almost a perfect Fracture T1 Fizz. The base isn't quite what I want, but I think if I can just spam Contempts or Harvest Reforge until I hit the other two good Fizz, and then I can go from there. But I still want to see if the tree can give me something better. Alright, let's go do Maven and probably die, because I have terrible latency today.
The prize piece comes to join my collection. Stand still.
Oh, I put those in the wrong place. Yikes, that's not good. That's not good. We don't want to put those there.
Pain will be returned tenfold.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if I can get Hybrid Fracture from the tree on like a better base. I also would have preferred having like a high quality base, right? So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Yeah, I'm a dummy for putting those puddles there. I'm just gonna blink over them, I guess.
I will have what I want. Death will not be an escape.
Yeah, no problem, Incendiary.
Scurry,
Oh shit, there they are. Let's put them in the middle.
Still.
Death made real.
Stand still.
Death made real.
Why?
Resistance will be.
That was really nice placement. Considering I have stutter frames right now.
Taunts.
Ooh, but let's not stand in them and degen to death. That would be no bueno.
My irritation is growing.
Thanks, dude. The latency is ridiculous right now.
Scurry, scurry. Stand.
Just hang out here. That's
Death made real.
Cascade of pain. Do what I say. Stand still.
Stop resisting.
you really notice that Slayer Cole. It's like really good.
Reality bends.
Yeah, this fight on melee is not a fun time for sure.
Punishment.
It's doable, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Arrogant toy.
This is where I'm gonna die a few times, cause yeah, I can't dodge beams.
Not be an
Anything that requires skill in this game, I'm kind of like not really good at.
scurry, scurry.
Let's see.
Still.
Can I basically work my way around her without? Problem right now is like I'm already terrible, and then you've got like the latency, so it's just like really bad.
Stand still.
But it doesn't matter as long as I get her to call. It's a win, right?
A cascade of pain.
Cascade's gonna kill me, I think. Okay, I don't know how I didn't die there.
Take this. Stand still.
Can we call her and just be done? I'm so close.
Will not be an escape.
Oh, I have one more memory game. Rip. It was so close.
Scurry, scurry.
There it is. Not the cleanest, but I'm gonna blame the latency. But we got it done. No deaths. I guess that's something.
The toy refuses.
Yeah, I did get the boots. Legacy of Fury. I just cannot do that fight. The memory crap trips me up every time, especially the third one. Try doing it with lag. It's tons of fun. Can the minion call as well? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're the one that has to call, though. Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest, but I also didn't die, so I guess I can take pride in that. See, the problem is like, when I died on my hardcore character, I can do pretty much all these fights deathless. I just can't do ball phase on Exarch. If I could do ball phase on Exarch, then I'd actually probably still be playing my hardcore character right now. Well, this lag might have gotten them, but Like, Sea of Fury is pretty nice. We'll leave that there. Alright, guys. So that's 4 Void Stones. Officially, league start done. So... yeah, the plan now is... I want to farm Essences. And I want to farm Harbies. And I think I want to farm Ritual. I want to farm Essences so I can spam weapons. I want to farm Harbies for the Annulment and Fracture Orbs. And I want to farm Ritual just because I enjoy the mechanic. And if I'm like super lucky, maybe I get an Omen of Connections. So I think I'm going to drop points out of the... oh, and Harvest is good too. I think I'm going to drop Expedition and just put those points into some Ritual just to kind of get a little bit of that going. Yeah, I can drop these map nodes in the middle now too. I do want to have some... I'm going to drop the Curak missions, but I want to keep the percentage for tier higher because I want to start generating some T17s. I need a lot of orbs of them making. I don't think I have enough to do what I want to do here. Probably path... this connects this way. Oh, that's true, huh? Oh, that's right. We can use gold now. What am I thinking? I completely forgot that you can use gold in this league. They added that, right? Oh, dude. Alright. Yeah, let's respec our shit. And you can respec everything, right? Like, we can do a refund all. But I do refund all on... Kirak let you do it. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's freaking huge. Oh my gosh. I need 226k. Alright. So let's think about... my family's dying in the background. Alright, so I want to pick up Ritual and I want to drop Expedition. So let's drop everything that's Expedition first. Just to get those points off the tree. I want to get rid of the Curak nodes. I want to run Ritual. I kind of want to keep Harvest here. Yeah, you have the COVID. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. So I think we take these Ritual points here. We're gonna do that. And I'm gonna refund these points right here. I want to drop Curak missions, so I guess we can keep our pathing here. Yeah, I need to grab these up here too. I'm just trying to think. Like, this all seems fine until I get to the middle. If I connect it this way, we can connect here. And I can drop all of these points in the middle here. So I can do something like... or better yet, I connect here and I take this. And I path up this way. And then we path in here to connect up to this. So then I can drop all this stuff. Atlas respec. So now I should be able to drop all of this. I think the easiest way to grab these guys... we're going to have to come down here anyways to grab these Ritual points. So I think we'll take that. Like this.
How's the trail?
And then we can drop all of this. And we can probably clean this up too, but we're going to want to take these Rituals here and these Rituals here. We're going to want to take this up here.
Starts the trail.
Probably drop the left and right map nodes too. Yeah, I could drop these shapings too. If it only works on tier 1 through 15.
Long day.
Drop these. I can drop these. Alright. So that's looking a bit better. I want to keep harvest. Alright, so now let's spec into ritual. We're going to grab this stuff up here. The void stones? Gotcha. Okay. We're going to take this. I really like having the double reroll for free. All these points are actually really good for ritual. What's up, army? We're specking the tree right now. For essences... So we got Harbies, we've got our harvest nodes. I'm taking 4 points to come here. Is there a better way to do this? 3 points here get me up that side versus 4 over here. I can actually save a ton. We can do something like this, and then I can actually respec out of all this, as well as this. This is obviously on the fly. There's like, if I sat down and actually thought about this, I could make this really clean. But for right now, I'm just getting this going so I can do some maps. I want to take all these ritual points. That's good. And then I'd like to get these essence nodes right here. I guess the easiest way would be to path this way. And then grab these essence points. Alright. Expedition points where? In the bottom right now. These are harvest gen. So harvest, we've got our harvest nodes. I don't do crop rotation. We've got our harbies. We've got our essences. And we've got ritual. I don't really care about that ritual right there. I think this is good for now. I'll play around with the tree later, but this is the plan. Basically, we're going to farm harvest and essences for rolling the staff. We're going to farm this one I'd actually really like. This one is a bit dangerous. This can make map bosses really nasty, so I don't know if I'm going to take Crystal Resonance. Typically, when people take this, they run like T7s and stuff. But I could drop... I kind of want a higher chance at Harvey Scarabs and Essence Scarabs. I think I'm okay with this for right now. The only point I'd want is maybe this one. I think it's worth dropping this one point right here, and then we pick up this Essence Notable. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, Essences and Harvest for rolling our staff, Harpies for the Annulment and Fractured Orbs to also work on staff, and then Ritual is just a really fun mechanic. I'll enjoy doing that, and maybe get some nice stuff from it. Yeah, so this is pretty much going to be the tree that I run for quite a while now on SSF. This will be our... We're going to be living in this tree for a while. Oh, I get one more point. I need yellow. I don't do crop rotation though. Like, it's too many points to come over here and do that. But what I really want is yellow for Reforged Physical. I just don't want to spend all the points to come over here to get it, because I want all this other stuff. I'm going to get enough yellow. I'm going to be doing a lot of mapping, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I guess, honestly, I might just, what color is Flipping Essences? What do you mean, what color is Flipping Essences? I did not know you could do that. That's OP as hell. It's blue. Okay. So we want yellow and blue juice. So I guess I could spec... I'd have to drop something to come all the way over here. It would cost me at least 5 points to get over here, and then I'd have to put another bunch of points into this. It's 9 points to get rid of purple. I'd have to give up ritual in some way. I don't want to give up I really don't want to give up Harbies. I'm gonna need the annulment orbs and the fracturing orbs. I think I'll be okay with this for now. I think I'm just gonna take more percent quantity in maps. Doesn't really matter at this point. Alright, so yeah, basically, also, did I favor Defiled? I want Defiled. Because I'm going to scry Defiled onto maybe Strand or Dunes. So we'll be running a lot of this. Feels good to be done. I just didn't have a chance this week to game enough to be able to knock out these Void Stones, so it feels good to finally have some time to do that. Gotcha, yeah. Blue and yellow. Alright, time to get into mapping. Alright. Is it Control Alt? How do I... Where's it Control Shift? There we go. Sweet. What scarabs do I have already? Got some Harby. Let's use the Essence. And what else am I running? Harvest? We're already gonna get that anyways. Ritual. Might as well just use these. It doesn't matter at all. And oh, I can do an influence. I should probably actually go into one of the influences like Searing. Alright, and so the grind begins.
A worthy opponent.
You usually need like several hundred contempt essences to roll this staff, so this is gonna be a bit of a grind. Bit of a grind. We do have like one of the 3 prefixes squared away, so there is that. I gotta see if the tree gives me something better though.
Orb of alteration.
I didn't know about that essence swap on the harvest craft bench. That's crazy good. Like, I can convert so many essences. That's ridiculous. This makes this feel not as bad of a grind. It's still going to be a grind, but definitely not as bad.
Cha-ching. Oh, Scarab.
You didn't know about that either, Drac? Yeah, I know, right? You at least can try to swap a bunch of essences you're not going to do anything with. The other reason I want to do harvest is if we unlock Oshabi, then I might be able to try out the Ascendancy, the Wild Bear, and play around with that a little bit. So I think it's the same rank, yeah, it's just a different essence. Yeah, but can't you just keep stun immunity on the tree? Just keep unwavering stance. The question is, does the DPS from Wild Bear outmatch what you get from Impact? I don't know about that. If the DPS is like the same or barely better, then I don't see the point of swapping. Oh snap! Are we gonna get an Ashabi Blossom? Mini boss, mini boss. Oh, I stood in the slam. I deserved that. You just can't get the insanity ones from the swap on the bench. That's fine. All we care about is contempt essences right now. Those are the ones that our heart's desire is set upon.
Oh, Scarab!
Oh, can you? That's kind of dope if you can swap the corrupted ones. Upgraded my rings, neck, and helm tonight. Gained like 800 HP. Finally capped chaos resistance and like 3k armor. A lot of damage too. Good night tonight. Hey, it sounds like you made a ton of progress. Congrats. A ton of progress. Let's not stand in the slam again. Oh no, he's doing his ad phase. No blossom. Rip.
Spirit is spent.
Capture Chaos Riz, got your Storm Shroud, new staff, and pushed to 220 delve. Just farming now for Genesis and Mayblood. Feeling real broke. Yeah, but you got a lot done, Supreme, so that's good. Yeah, I'm not really, I don't have high expectations.
Hello.
I've actually been considering running, I can see the Link army, it just blocks other people. I've been considering, well, Tree, but I've also been considering running Purity of Elements, not Pride when I'm mapping, because I don't need Pride for mapping, only really for bossing. Like, a lot of what I kill dies within a second or so, so I'll have to see. Thanks, whosoever, for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I could drop Pride and run Purity of Elements while I'm just mapping, and when I go to boss, swap it out for Pride. I could try something like that, but... Oh, thanks, Army, for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Were you able to get your HP up? That's a lot better than 3100, for sure. Yeah. Like, once you can get your HP, like, around to what I have, you're gonna feel a lot better. And then if you continue to choose to use Abyssus, that's where you're gonna want to scale, you know, either for Genesis or something to deal with the big hits. The chest piece is rough. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want to still use a high armor value chest, and then you can always pick up like something like the 15% increased max life if there's no life mods on it. Your business is gone. Gotcha. I haven't really been using trade website. Are you asking me, Venter, or are you asking him about Watcher's Eye?
Alchemy. Chaos Corp.
I've only done, I just did 2 Elders and Uber Elder today, that's it. I haven't been farming for a Watcher's Eye. Yeah, I actually didn't get a single Watcher's Eye to drop off of any of my Elder kills or Uber Elder today. Nah, I didn't. It's kind of sad. I was hoping to get at least 1 eye. Yeah. Never lucky. Might be Uber Elder, but I think regular Uber Elder, not so much anymore. If you're talking about back in the day, that might have been the case several years ago. They might have changed it when they introduced the Uber version of the fight. Because really, it's just like Elder Shaper now. You can call it Uber Elder, but it's really like not Uber Elder. There's the real Uber Elder now. Uber Elder. Except when you do one blight map and get your boots to drop. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Never lucky. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there's some truth to that. To be fair, it was a Blight Ravage map. I did do a couple regular Blighted maps and got nothing. And then I did the Blight Ravage and got it, so, you know. Yeah, I got Ground Slam. I got my, obviously, Cyclone of Tumult. I basically did what I needed to do with lab. Unless I want to go back there again for something else. Yeah, really the big thing I need to work on now is a much better weapon. So that's kind of where my head's going to be for the next few days, is just get a better weapon going, and then once I get the better weapon going, then I'm going to start looking into maybe crafting a ooh, I died to slime there. I want to craft like a double influence chest. So I'll probably do some conch stuff, try to farm Cyrus, get some awakened orbs, that kind of stuff, and do the chest after I do the staff.
Orb of alteration. Oh, shiny. Oh, shiny.
Yeah, I think you mentioned how bad that was. I haven't done Rose Boss yet. I actually have to finish the Egon storyline and do those maps. Now that you remind me.
Hello.
The little balls were one-shotting you. I actually don't think I did that fight at all. Or I did it once in 3.26, like just doing the quest line, but I didn't like farm him afterwards, like for anything in particular.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe tomorrow. I think for the rest of tonight, I'm just gonna do some chill mapping and farm up resources. Is it bullet hell? Yeah. Dude, if it's like Exarch, I'm gonna die. Like, hands down, if it's like Exarch, I'm gonna die. Forgot there were engineering orbs. Yeah, biggest. Gotta make sure those strong boxes are max quality if you're farming them, you know?
Chaos Orb. Shiny.
I am gonna skip this expedition, so I'm not gonna place down a bunch of stuff. Don't feel like it. It's more like a Shaper Elder fight? Okay. I can do Shaper Elder.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
Ah, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if the in-game trade is having issues. It seemed really buggy when I was on. When I was playing hardcore trade, I was having a lot of buggy issues with the in-game trade system. I'd go to search for items, it would say like error or not find them, and then I would go on the actual trade site and have no issue finding them, so it's kind of weird. Needs a bit of work. They fixed some of that? Okay, cool. That was like at the very beginning of the league, so.
Orb of Scouring. Cha-ching. Orb of Alteration. Fighting round.
I don't know, maybe this latency issue has nothing to do with my ISP, and maybe it's something with GGG. Maybe they're just having a really bad day. Because, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're just having issues with their servers today. Good to know. Good to know. Down for maintenance. GGG. Actually, you'd be running my YOLO mouse. YOLO mouse.
Exile.
Okay. Where's my blue and yellow juice? I want blue and yellow juice. I don't care about purple juice. The fight was smoother, yeah. And like the more defensive stuff you get, the more HP, the more armor you scale. Eventually, the other expensive stuff, you'll start feeling tankier and tankier, for sure. But there's just some stuff with this build that we just can't tank, and you're just like, you know, gonna have to like usually get out of a big slam or something. That's just, you know, kind of slay your life. Yeah, degen is another thing on this build that we struggle with. That's why I usually recommend taking Arakali. Once you have Storm Shroud, swap over to this to help with that kind of stuff. A 976 PDPS SMite staff from a drop I got. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Crazy, dude. Congratulations.
I'm going to lose focus.
Man, I had such a big lunch today, and then I took a nap because I had a short day at work to kick off this long weekend. And I'm still not that hungry.
Nearly done.
Oh, I'm glad it helped out there. Mandazu. I'm still missing a few. I'm missing like 3 or 4, I believe. I'm missing Putrid Cloister, which I really want that one, obviously. I'm missing Waka Waka, Vaults, and I think there's one more. I've gotten Cowards. Oh yeah, right here. And Olmec. So Olmec, Waka Waka, Putrid, and Vaults are the 4 I still need. Yeah, Cowards is prefix, right? Can't be scoured. I have that, and then, or can't be changed, and then Putrid's the meta. Can have 3 crafted. I really want a Putrid. I think I have 1 unique map. And I have quite a few Kirak missions, so I could try to cycle through them for the unique maps.
Hell.
Just got touched absolutely inappropriately by the breach bosses. I don't know what is going on. It was like I wasn't even hitting them. Yeah, they kind of like do nothing, and then all of a sudden they chunk you really hard. It's a little crazy, to be honest. But it is a thing. Get rid of fortification. What is that? That prints unique maps? Is that the thing? Let's see. What Kirak mission do I have right now? Alright, so let's just use my 1 singular scattering port. Rip, never lucky. I guess I could cycle through. Check all 3. Ah, all 3 tabs. Gotcha. Ah. Hey! Never lucky. Never lucky. This game's easy. Look, there it is, guys. There it is. Beautiful.
Divination card.
Thank you.
Cha-ching.
I actually didn't know that when you use the report, it does it on all the tabs. I thought it was only on the highest one. So, that's pretty cool to know.
Orb of Alteration. Chaos Orb. Stack deck.
Gotcha. So I'll check them after this, I guess. Maybe I get lucky again.
Combination card.
Sweet. Interesting. Interesting.
Greetings.
Alright.
Journey well.
Huh. I could go die in Grandmasters. That'd be fun, right? That map is so twisted, dude. I've cleared it before, but you need like specific builds usually to do it. Hey, we got a hive. Let's go. We like the hive. The hive is our friend. This is probably death. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of builds you can't beat that map on. It's pretty crazy. Doesn't it reward mirror shard cards though? That's like the appeal if you want to run it. It has like that drops there. Pretty higher in relative to where you can get the card otherwise. I know there's a reason people run that. Pretty sure it has something to do with like 7 years bad luck or whatever drops from there. Yeah, good luck playing Chaos in and trying to run that map. What do you mean SSF or trade? Finally a 6-link war staff, judgment based, garbage stats, but could be decent. I mean, it's a 6-link, you can craft on it, and you're on trade, so you can get a lot of resources a lot easier. Oh, someone's asking a question. I get it, I get it. Yeah, SSF is about solving problems. Taking one problem at a time and solving things, or maybe just working one side problem while you're focusing on another. Trade is all about making money, and then you just buy the solutions to your problems. You don't even have to do anything. You just buy the solution. Yeah, goals, exactly. Mentor's been mentoring me in the way of SSF. It's all about goals. Like my goal right now is to craft a staff. That's the goal. That's everything I'm doing is around getting what I need to craft a staff. Till this tree gives me a 30% quality as my base staff with a fractured T1 Fizz hybrid. That would be fantastic. I can 100% see that in my future.
Let's get it done. Cover me.
Oh, I know Reforged Fizz is not the way to go. Like, I definitely should spam Contempt Essences, but yeah. It's just an option, right? Like, it's SSF. Rolling a staff is so much harder than rolling an axe in this game.
Unleash destruction! Now I can focus. Three, I almost have it! Annihilation! Go! I'll handle it from here! You did it!
We did it! Yeah, I know. It is what it is. I think eventually the tree will pump me out something really nice. I mean, the fractured I got today is not bad. I can make something decent on that. Something that at least will get me into T17s. But for like the perfect weapon, yeah, you want a fractured T1 Fizz hybrid for sure. For sure. I saw that they're shooting a new season of Scrubs and they brought the whole cast back. Kind of makes me want to go back and watch Scrubs now. Looking forward to that actually. That was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up.
Orb of Scouring. alchemy. Versatile. Just a useless piece of shit. Cha-ching!
Attributes aren't bad on a good weapon, but they're not ideal. I believe War Staffs... I'm not sure if they can roll caster mods. I'm not sure if the caster tag is applied to anything on a War Staff. I'm thinking it can, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so it's not, he's not talking about life. He's talking about, so because something says life or caster doesn't mean it's explicitly what it says. So you can see right here, like, if we just roll this a few times, like life counts as leech. I don't know if elemental counts as caster, or if that's a separate category. I think it's a separate category. Yeah, I think it's a separate category. So you probably don't need to worry about caster. You definitely want to block. Life is actually a really good one to block, actually. I don't know if you can block elemental, if you have to specify fire, lightning, and cold. I forget what the tree has. Definitely want to block mana. You want to block mana, life, and yeah, you would probably want to block the elementals too. I gotta look at my tree, because I think I was trying to block caster, because I'm an idiot. Good to know. Oh, you only get to choose one element. It's probably worth choosing one than not choosing any, though, to block. Fire is the most, so yeah, there you go.
Just a useless piece of shit. Cha-ching!
You die rather well. I believe in
Just a
spreading
useless
light.
piece of shit.
Hello. Go with courage.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Foulborns have a higher dust rate. Do they have a higher dust than regular uniques? I've been dusting like uniques from bosses and the ones that have like at least 15k dust on them. I didn't check to see whether Foulborns have a higher dust disenchant. I actually should check Rog and make sure that I still have uniques in him right now. Hey, another boss. Here we go. Oshabi, 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 Oshabi.
I am filthy fucking rich.
Alright, he's doing ad phase. Acropolis map. Already done it though. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like really sketched out about getting slammed. No Blossom. Ripperoni. Reflecting mist. What? Hey, thanks F1 for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Shiny.
Hello. Enter.
I guess caster is like really all I can pick here. It doesn't matter because there really isn't a good option there. I'm taking life already, so reduced chance for life modifiers. I can't. It's not an option over here. So you can basically block life or mana here, and then you can block like caster here. But the other stuff I wouldn't want to block, like you 100% don't want to block attack or speed mods or crit mods. So I'm gonna take something. I guess doesn't do much for war staffs, but it blocks other items that could drop with caster. I thought about taking strength, but I don't want to have. I don't want to increase the chance of having two-hand like mauls or axes drop. So I'm favoring intelligence, which can only be on staffs, and I'm decreasing dexterity. Oh, So then what would I take here for increased chance for attack? I guess I could take increased chance for crit mods. Yeah, I have the 1000% increase for Fizz. I guess over here, do you just take speed for attack speed? Because speed is only on attack speed, right? I guess you could block attack here. So we're blocking all Ellie attack, reduced for fire. We're blocking life mods. We're going for more Fizz. Probably take the speed. And none of these really matter. See what we get.
Yes, just like that.
Boots. I still got a staff with leech on it. Ooh. What is that? I mean, it's a bad base, but I'll take a bad base. Like, okay. That's the best I'm gonna have right now. My two choices, the two choices I have is a bad base and a bad base, but this bad base has a fractured T1, this has a fractured T1 Fizz hybrid. So if I'm going to craft on either one of these, I'm definitely going to craft on this guy over the other one. I really don't want to use either of them because I want something that has like, you know, would be a better base, but that's the best one I have so far in the running. This is currently the thing we're going to craft on until I get something better. That's actually freaking crazy. Yeah, the base sucks though. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's SSF, right? So if I don't get something better in the next couple days, this is like what I'm gonna craft on. Like, the crit base is a little bit lower than I'd like, but it's a T1 fractured Fizz hybrid. Like, yeah, nah. I'm okay with that, unless something better drops. What I need now more than anything is way more physical damage on my weapon. Like this is a 580 PDPS staff. I need something that's significantly higher damage than this. Like, just fucking raw damage. I can worry about crit and other stuff later.
She is pleased.
What's up, cutie? I would like a better base though, if I can get one.
Be at peace. She will soon bear fruit.
It's crazy that my filter didn't show that. I guess because the base wasn't good, but still, that's crazy. SSF is pretty good with the mechanic, yeah. This is like a perfect league to be playing SSF, actually.
The Genesis tree accepts your offering.
That's crazy.
The Genesis tree accepts your offering.
Pow driver. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. It's dropping terrible items here.
I believe in traveling light.
She is pleased.
Fractured item.
I believe in traveling light.
Yes, just like that.
Wrong fracture, my dude. Wrong fracture.
Sixth link.
Wrong base.
Sixth link.
Drive them back.
Alright, what do I want to do now? Some
The
mysterious
Genesis tree
wounds.
accepts
Oh,
your
Scarab.
offering. Hello again.
That's crazy. T1 is hybrid. Yeah, but a better base would be good. Plenty of time to have the tree pump stuff out and see what we get. Yeah, seriously, that'd be dope.
Cha-ching. Oh, shiny. Oh, Scarab. Healing spore. That's a box. Orb of scouring.
My RNG is pretty good so far on SSF. I mean,
Cha-ching.
I got my boots off of my first Blight Ravage map, which was kind of crazy. It's been a pretty good, it's been a pretty good week of SSF. The only thing that's not good right now is my internet, and I don't know why, but... Shrieking Essence of Contempt, yes please. Yes please. Oh, he's a toughie.
Oh, shiny. Cha-ching. Orb of alteration.
None shall pass.
Yeah, I'm just not going to pass on a T1 Fizz hybrid though. Like, if I don't see something better over the weekend, I'll craft on it. A T1 Fizz hybrid is not something I think I can pass on right now. But we'll see what the tree gives me, because I'm probably gonna farm into Sunday and just farm up a ton of resources, and I'll see what the tree can print me over the next like 2 days or so. What I really would like more than anything is just a high quality Ezomite base, right? Like a 27 to 30% Ezomite base would be super good. I'd rather have that on with no fracture and just spam contempt essences on that. Would be ideal for me. You can only get the high quality base items from like drops in the game now, so like they drop a lot in T17s. The tree has the ability to print you some pretty high quality base items too. But like having a 30% weapon over a 20%, that 10% is a ton of extra physical damage. I'd much rather have that without a fracture. My latency is so bad I can't even understand what's happening on my screen right now before it happens. Yeah, I mean, like, it depends on where I go with it. I don't think I would craft Fizz percent on it. That's not how I would do it. My intention is, like, I'm crafting my in-game staff, or as close as I'm going to get to it, so I will be spamming contempts on a base until I hit 2 prefixes I like. It could take a week, it could take 3 weeks. Like, the weapon I have now is good enough for me to just farm for a better weapon in this game mode, so I would contempt until I hit like a T2 increased Fizz and flat Fizz, or better, at which point I would then, you know, lock in the prefixes and go from there. I definitely am not going to do like a crafted Fizz or anything like that. I'd rather just farm T16s for an extra week and get essences and keep spamming. Because like, I want something that's like really high, so like, yeah, Veiled Fizz isn't bad. I don't mind Betrayal. I'll try farming up some Contempt Essences for a while and see how this goes. But I'm also hoping that over the next few days the tree just gives me a better base. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not crafting a weapon today or tomorrow. Like, that's not happening. Unless, like, the tree gives me the right base. I'm just farming stuff for crafting while the tree prints me items. And I'm going to keep replacing what I have in my stash with the best. Like right now, that T1 Fizz hybrid is without a doubt. I don't care about the base right now. It is without a doubt the best thing I've seen. Now, if I get like a 30% Ezomite base without a fracture, that's way better. So it's just like waiting for the tree to give me something while I farm up resources. And then in a couple days, you know, by the end of the weekend, I'll see where I'm at in terms of what the tree has printed for me. Because I'm going to be playing a lot. Like Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be gaming a lot. I actually don't go back to work till Wednesday, so I'm probably going to play pretty hard over the next 4 days. And I'm just going to see what the tree gives me by the end of that time. Well, the problem is I'm not expecting to see it. I'm not expecting anything, right? So if I get a T2 Fizz hybrid on an Ezomite staff that's fractured, yeah, obviously that's better. But I may not see that, you know? So it just depends. I'm just saying, like, I understand that base isn't good. What I'm trying to get across is that is without a doubt the best weapon I've seen from the tree so far on this game mode. That's an insanely good fracture. So I either need a base with a worse fracture or a base with like a high quality on it to beat that. So you got 20% attack speed on your Ezomite? Yeah. Yeah, the only way I'm going to start actually spamming essences on a weapon now is if I have a really high quality base Ezomite. So we're talking like 27% plus, or if I have a weapon that has like a T1 or T2 Frizz hybrid. And right now, that is the best weapon I have. If I get an Ezomite with like a T2 Fizz hybrid fracture, sure, that will replace it, but I may not see that shit. I really want the quality. Like, the fact that the tree has... I've seen the tree print out pretty consistently high quality weapons. I just needed to do it on an Ezomite base. Like, that would be amazing if the tree did that for me. So that's what I'm hoping the tree does. Well, that's what I'm saying. I would prefer a high quality base Ezomite. That's what I'm actually hoping for. I'll just spam contempts on that. But like getting a fractured hybrid is also nice because getting like spamming contempts and trying to hit a high fracture or a high fizz hybrid is hard. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen a weapon better than this. I have not seen a weapon better than this. This is a T1 fizz hybrid. I have not seen anything better than this at all. Like hands down, this is the best thing the game has given me so far in SSF. If I don't see an Ezomite staff that's better than this in 2 or 3 days, I'm probably going to craft on this. Because, like, that's just what it is. Like, I'm pretty sure if I do that... Alt Control C. Of course, it's a weird ass thing. Okay. Alright, so this is my current weapon, right? I would be spamming essences on this if I decide to craft on this. Let's say I do that, boom. And let's say I actually hit a high increased fizz roll. So like, I don't know. Let's say I hit like a T2. Okay. At this point, I would, you know, do suffixes can't be changed, or prefixes can't be changed. I'd run this. I'd scour it. I've got my base weapon. My PDPS on my weapon right now is like 580. So I would do something like this, at which point I would then Once again, prefixes can't be changed. Harvest, reforge speed. Pray that I get a high attack speed like that. Now I have an 827 PDPS weapon, you know? And then at this point, I would, since I can't Shaper Slam it, I could block it and Exalt Slam it, you know? But I could end up with, and this isn't even fully qualityed yet, so I'd have to throw on, how do I put whetstones on here? Can I do whetstones at this point? This DPS would be a little bit higher because it's not at 20%. But what I'm saying is, like, this is the best, this is the, yeah, or you could just craft. You know, you could craft on crit multi or whatever. But what I'm saying is, this is the best option I have right now. Like, I understand the base isn't great. I get that. But this is, without a doubt, the best option I have right now. Unless the game gives me something better. So I'm not gonna look at this in any way negatively until the game gives me something better, because that is an insane fracture. I mean, I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping I get like a much better option from the tree, and that's why I want to wait a few days, because I haven't had a lot of time to play this week, but I'm gonna have a lot of time to play this weekend. So I'm just gonna be pumping pumping staffs out of the tree, and hopefully it just, you know, spews me out something that's better than that. "20 times scouting reports." Can these be any kind of scouting reports? That's kind of crazy. Shit, I'll take that. Why not? Yeah, I'll take that. I'm not spending that much on chaos though. It's crazy. It's not a bad fracture on that jewel. I'll take that. I'll take the annulment shards. Yeah, if I can basically craft like an 850 PDPS weapon, that's going to be more than I need to like break into T17s, I think. So that's my goal over the next 4 days or so. Is like, can I craft the best 850 plus PDPS weapon I can, so that essentially I almost double my damage. That's the goal. This lag though, dude. This lag is crazy. I almost feel like this might be curious. I wonder what my temperature is on my GPU right now. Wondering if deafening scour suffixes multi-mod fizz attack speed would be a damage upgrade on the staff that we just theory crafted. Or on my current staff. On the serpent. What's up, Abandon? I was running a program real quick to check for the temperature of my GPU, which is where I would expect it to be right now. I don't know. The problem is, like, the increased fizz that you'd craft on the tree. So it would be cheaper to do it that way, but by spamming contempt essences until I hit a T2 increased fizz is better than what the bench gives me. And then you can pretty deterministically get attack speed. It costs divines that I'd have to have, but you can deterministically pretty much get attack speed by doing reforged speed afterwards. So I think it's better. It's way more expensive to do it the way I just demonstrated, but I think the DPS is better because the rolls are higher doing it that way. I can't get like 150 plus increased fizz from doing a benchcraft.
Shiny.
The problem is, like, that shit costs divines that I just demonstrated. So yeah, so you can get like I can get anywhere from 30 to 50% more increased fizz by doing my method, and then you reforge speed after you prefix can't be changed to try to get the best attack speed you can go for. But it's expensive because if you don't hit that attack speed, you're gonna have to use divines to, you know, reset the craft essentially. But if I multi-mod, it's a less. I think it's a less. I think it's less damage. There's no way multi-mod is more damage. I don't think it's even close. Like, there's no way it's even remotely close. Multi-mod doesn't allow you to run high rolls, so that's where I'm like, I don't think it's possible to get something close if I import it. So this is what it currently is. If I just... Oh, you're saying as it is right now with the crit multi and the attack speed. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I see what you mean. Well, it already has attack speed on it, so I can't multi-mod that. But I could multi-mod the increased fizz and... So I could do this right here. And then I could do the increased fizz. Yeah, I feel like multi-mod is just less damage. But say we roll this, right? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out the way, like, this is just way less damage. You 100%. Well, no, I guess I haven't crafted on the increased fizz yet, so there's that. Hold on. Adds fizz T1. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. It would be equal. It'd be like 100 PDPS more than the weapon I have now. But it's not good, right? The best thing to do is what I demonstrated. Run essences until you hit that that natural increased fizz. Like even at a T2, even at a T2 by using contempt essences, I'm already 50 PDPS over from the other craft. Wow, thanks, Abandon. I appreciate the community subs. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so just by spamming contempts and eventually hitting, hopefully, a T2, increased fizz, I've already got a better weapon than multi-mod. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, you definitely want to go contempts. It's going to be more expensive, and it's going to take way more grind, because you want to use, obviously, a T1 contempt. Multi-mod attack speed and crit. Okay, so you're saying multi-mod attacks. Okay, so you might still do contempts. Okay, so like say I hit this. I'm assuming you mean like then do prefixes can't be changed, scour it like this, and then do the crafted. So crafted, and then throw on attack speed and crit. Let's see. It's I think it's gonna work out to be about the same, yeah. And then you don't have to do the reforge on it. Yeah, versus reforge. And yeah, it's probably about the same for sure. And then you could run the crit multi, like something like this. It'd be pretty good. Chaos spam the T1 hybrid staff for T1 flat with open prefix or annul the non-flat prefix with cannot roll attack. Hit it with a veiled chaos, so much easier than fishing for T1 fizz with essences. Chaos spam the T1 hybrid staff for T1 flat with open prefix. I'm assuming you mean or reforge fizz at harvest bench instead of essence spam. Well, I mean, it's really simple, right? Import item. So you're saying, let's look at it. Like essence, contempt, T1, and what we're looking for is increased fizz damage, at least a T2. Okay, I did something wrong here because it definitely doesn't take that many essences to hit a T2. Let me go back to emulator. So you're saying do what now? You're saying chaos spam the T1 hybrid. Okay, you're saying chaos spam with actual chaoses for T1 flat with open prefix. Or annul the non-flat prefix with, okay, hit it with a veiled. So you're saying just actually run chaos orbs on this until you hit T1 flat fizz. You're saying reforge fizz instead. Okay. I guess since you already have the hybrid, yeah. I don't know. I feel like either way it's a grind, because like I'd have to go farm a Veiled Orb, or I'd have to just farm essences. But it does take a lot of essences to hit like a T2. So that is fair. And thanks Abandon for the 1 month tier 1. Thank you. Yeah, I mean either one you would stop at. Wait. So right here, okay, you hit it. You hit it. You have an open suffix, open prefix. You lock your prefix and you veil chaos. If you have full prefix, open suffix, cannot roll attack and null. If you have full prefix, suffix. What if you have open prefix, full suffix? I'm assuming if you have open prefix and full suffix, you have to annul. But in this case, yeah, so in this case, we would just lock prefix. And then you're saying if you had a veiled chaos orb, this is where you'd veil it? Because it would remove your suffixes, right? Yikes. I guess I guess what you're hoping for is you're fishing for the veiled increased viz, right? Yeah. And then at this point, I guess you could do prefixes can't be changed. Again, scour. At which point I could do this and go for the attack speed. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's going to suck because I'm going to have to go for like either a ton of essences or I'm going to have to go farm betrayal. I do think the tree will probably give me something better by the end of the weekend to craft on anyways. It's just T1 Fizz Hybrid is such a alluring fracture.
Oh, shiny.
Yeah, I feel like Reforged Physical is probably easier than trying to spam essences. I feel like spamming essences is going to take a lot. Whereas I can probably easily hit T1 Flat Fizz. Like, I feel that's a lot easier. I kind of like that method, to be honest. The Divines to Metacraft will be the bottleneck. Yeah. Yeah, I have like 5 Divines right now, so I have like the basis of something. But you're out of a ton of chaos if you miss. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. I think I'm just gonna farm a ton of essences and harvest juice over like the next day. And then see what the tree gives me. And then if I might do some betrayal and see how many, I guess, veiled chaos orbs I can get. I guess just gather up enough resources so that by the time, hopefully, the tree gives me a better base, I have options for crafting. It'd be nice to get a couple more divines too for the meta crafting. The thing that is really going to suck more than any of this, though, is 6-licking the weapon. I'm just going to have to save up 1,500 like fuses. Unless I get lucky with like an Omen of Connections or something from Ritual. Or the tree gives me a really good base with a 6-link already on it. $10K blue crop to Calgor has a pretty good chance for divines. Okay, that's good to know. I don't think I've sent another ship yet, so... Yeah, I've been selling the 6-socket items. I've especially been looking at what the tree pops out and selling all those things that my filter is trying to hide for the extra jewelers too. Yeah. For sure. But before I do any of this, I gotta figure out why my internet's so bad. I have a feeling like when I stop stream, my internet's gonna be really good. I feel like something with the software might be causing an issue with my latency. It depends. Like, I usually do something like for farming money on trade, but since I'm playing SSF, I have no idea what I would do for T17s, since I don't give a shit about trade. Typically, like, on trade, I would, like, last league I did stuff like running the Rogue Exiles with, like, Titanic Scarabs and making them super scary and stuff, farming their loot. So it just depends. But since I'm playing, like, SSF, I don't know what I would even do. Harvest on SSF and T17 is really useful. That's good to know. You just get a lot of juice doing it that way.
Hail!
We haven't got anything to
Oh, hello there.
Oh, it's you! Onward and upward, as Danig might say. We're gonna have fun with that one. Onward and upward, as Danig might say.
Bro, this latency is crazy. Thanks, Yonk, for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Shiny! Oh, shiny!
I do agree with Venter. You should do what you find fun in this game. And there is a way to make money with like every mechanic. There's always like this flavor of the month, do this thing because it's the most efficient or the best money or whatever, but at the end of the day, if you're not having fun playing the game, what's the point, you know? That's why I enjoy Ritual so much. I just like it as a mechanic. Yellow juice, yellow juice.
Who's this piece of shit?
Yeah, Droopy, it's really rough. When I end stream in a little bit, I'm gonna like see how it almost felt like after I restarted my client that everything was fine, and then as soon as I started my streaming software and I went live, I was getting this really bad latency. But like, I don't know, I've been streaming perfectly fine the whole week without this issue, so I don't know. It doesn't matter. What you really want on your chest is like melee hits have chance to fortify. If it's 6%, 10%, it doesn't matter for that particular implicit because we hit so often with Cyclone that you're just going to get the fortification. For the other stats like the crit strike multi or whatever I have in the POB, the better the currency, the better the roll. So yes, it would be nicer to have the highest rolls possible. But the most important one you want to get first is the melee hits have chance to fortify because that gives you fortification even at a low roll. And you don't have to worry about putting points on the tree or using the gem or other ways to get fortification. Like you can see I only have 8%, but I'm always at max fortification because we just Cyclone hits so much that you always have it. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Who's this piece of shit?
I had lunch like 10 hours ago and I'm just now starting to get hungry. I don't want to eat right now because it's like late. I don't want to throw off my whole eating schedule. I'm actually getting hungry.
Annihilation!
I had a peanut butter and jelly burger for lunch, and it sounds crazy, but it was actually really good.
Not long now. Aid me!
Can I get some advice with crafting an axe? I don't know much about crafting an axe, Yonk. I would assume it's easier than crafting a staff. It's probably a similar concept. You spam deafening essences of contempt until you hit really good prefixes for fizz damage. Yeah. I feel like, aren't axes easier because they have less, like, shit that they can roll that isn't what you're looking for? Oh, yeah. You don't want the unique presence of enemy. Like, we want our implicits to always be active, essentially, so don't go with that. I like jelly on my sausage biscuits. Yeah, this was like a thin layer, I guess like a little bit of peanut butter on the burger, so it was like noticeable but not overpowering. But then they did like a spicy chipotle jam that was on it that was pretty good. I think when I did the POB biggest, I was just trying to match the damage as closely to Light of Meaning to provide people with an alternative. Because originally I had Light of Meaning in that spot. It was super expensive, so I was like, okay, you could do a Lethal Pride instead for relatively the same damage, and I just simmed something that was close to it. There's a lot of variations with the Lethal Pride that you can look into, depending on what your budget is and what you'd like to have for those nodes. Yeah, no problem. I'm not sure, Venter. I know there's like a tool people have been linking in the Discord for like calculating timeless jewels. Yeah, we do struggle for decks heavily, so it'd be nice.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
Had a Soul Eater with Life Regen as a unique on my Blight. Took me ages to kill him. I thought they removed Soul Eaters from Blight. Wasn't that just patched? Am I crazy?
That's worth something.
Yeah, the Soul Eater on Ritual is rough. Apparently they didn't get rid of it. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
So this is like a hot take, but Synthesis was actually one of my favorite leagues. I know it wasn't like super popular, but I enjoyed it. You got a Cortex for a synth map? Yeah, I'm trying to fish for a Cortex right now. I'm kind of thinking, wouldn't it be crazy if I got a Bottled Faith? That'd be pretty dope, right? Hey, thanks Abandon for all the support and showing up. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be crashing soon myself.
job of scouring.
I am pretty tired also.
Cha-ching. Orb of alteration. Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
I cannot allow you to impede the course.
I've never seen anything like this. Defeat in its form. Grasp your mortality tightly.
Yeah, I deserve that. This is what we call the Walk of Shame.
Cha-ching.
Can I kill him before he kills me? Nope. His balls, man, are so deadly. Did I not drop a portal? Oh, I really am tired. Thought I dropped one before I went in there.
Light of salvation.
Resist the assault.
Great class. Needs everything for the cause. Can you say the same?
Got the robe. Yeah. Good old praxis ring. Alright guys, I know there's a lot of technical difficulties tonight. I'm going to look into my internet. I think it might be related to my streaming software, so I'll take a look into it. But we got our last 2 void stones today. I meant to get this done earlier in the week, I just didn't have time. So my plan is to farm a bunch of essence and harvest all day tomorrow, as well as do some ritual. So I'll be streaming pretty long tomorrow. I'll be starting pretty early or afternoon, evening in the Europe time zone. Early morning here in the States. I'm probably going to be streaming a lot over the weekend, but it's going to be a lot of just grinding resources and seeing if the tree can pump me out a better base, because I'd like to try to get like an 850 plus PDPS weapon going so I can push into harder content. 19 plus ES, 17% increased ES and minion life for synth mods. Where do I get +1 curse from? Eventually you run Whispers of Doom as the anoint on your boots, and that gives you an additional curse. But yeah, thanks guys for stopping by. I'll try to figure out what's going on with my internet, if there's anything I can do before I stream tomorrow. It might just be my ISP though. But yeah, I appreciate all the support. If you guys have any questions, feel free to stop by this weekend while I'm streaming. I don't mind looking at people's builds and helping out, answering questions. And you can always join the Discord. There's a ton of friendly people in there that are helping each other out. So enjoy your evening / morning, depending where you are. And I'll catch you all later.